Good evening, and thanks for joining us for Mid-American Gardener. This is the Shelter-in-Place edition. As you can see, we're still not in the studio. I'm recording this episode from my house. So today, we're going to take a look back at some of the things we've done before. It is officially growing season. There are things I put my peas in, so we are officially into garden season. So let's take a look back at some of the things that we did last year, some of the panelists we visited, some of the places that we visited to learn more about gardening and different things to do. So we're going to kick things off with one of my favorite segments. We visited this lady last year in the summertime, and she really maximizes the space that she has in her Urbana home. I was so impressed with all the flowers and fruits and vegetables that she was able to cram in that small space. So let's check her out again and get some ideas in this inaugural edition of In the Garden. Take a look.
Hello, and here we are hanging out. Here today we're going to talk to Roxanne about her beautiful garden at her house. First of all, when we first pulled up, the biggest thing that I noticed was your incredible use of space. So tell me how this all came to be. How did you design this, and what gave you the idea to just maximize on the space that you have?
So first of all, the only place that I have sun is my front yard. The whole backyard is shaded by these big oak trees. So when we bought this house a few years ago, I knew I wanted to have a garden. And I started with just 2 4x4 boxes. And growing up, I had watched, I think it was on public television, Square Foot Gardening. And so I kind of remembered that. I had an old book that my dad had given me. And so I used the square foot gardening method for those 2 4x4 boxes. So it's just a way to maximize small spaces.
It is so packed in, and everything has its own little spot. And I mean, this is a fantastic use of space. Did you have to do any research on companion planting and learning about what can grow with what and what next to what?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely used Google many times during my gardening career. So yeah, I try to do companion planting. I also try to rotate boxes every year. But I still make mistakes. Like, I didn't know you're not supposed to plant corn and tomatoes nearby because they share worms.
Yes.
And so now my tomatoes have worms.
Live and learn though,
yeah,
right? Yep, that's how the process goes. And then your flowers. You've got tons of varieties out here. I think the sunflowers probably catch most people's attention as they drive by. What's your favorite one that you've got so far?
I mean, of course I love the sunflowers. I love zinnias because they are just super cheerful. They come in so many different colors, and they're really low maintenance. They're really easy to grow. So I would say my favorite flower that I always make sure to grow is zinnias. But I think I have like, I don't know, over 40 varieties of flowers here. So, and I start most of them from seed.
Is there anything else or any advice that you would have for someone? And I would say, you know, we would love to see more younger folks gardening and sort of getting into whole foods and understanding that chain of where your food comes from. What advice would you offer someone our age to maybe give it a shot?
Start small. Start with a few pots. Start with herbs, start with flowers, or even like pepper plants do really well in pots. Tomatoes, I feel like, are hit or miss. I feel like tomatoes can be a lot of work, actually, even though they're so common. But, you know, start small, and if you like it, you're going to know it, and it'll just build on itself. It kind of it's definitely a passion for me that's just kind of naturally developed.
So if you could just explain a little bit about how you were able to get everything packed in here so tightly and kind of just the method behind your madness.
Okay, well, so there's cedar boxes here, and then I also have lots of pots. I really like these fabric pots because they're reusable.
Good for drainage too.
Really great for drainage. So I have a lot of flowers in these this year. You know, it's just every bed has several different types of plants in them. So like this one, I've got jalapenos, peanuts, calendula, tall sea basil, eggplant, and zucchini. The zucchini I planted kind of late because I knew that I could. Something I think a lot of people don't know about gardening is that you can plant successively throughout the summer and even into the fall. So you can have a fall garden, late summer garden.
Like peas are a good example.
Yeah.
You can get that first spring harvest and then I think I'm gonna probably put some more on the ground, maybe August.
Yep.
And get that late fall.
Yep.
Is there any drawback or anything that you would have done differently or anything that you would have changed in your layout?
We may actually end up changing some of the layout because these 2 4x4 boxes we started with are actually kind of breaking down. Overall, I feel really good about the use of space. Sometimes my partner Josh is like, why don't we plant more vegetables up where the flowers are? And I'm like, no, that is the flower bed.
It must stay the flower bed.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, every year what's in each box kind of changes, but overall I feel really good about the use of space and how I can cram everything in.
Another eye-catching portion of your garden are your flowers here. So tell us what these are.
So these are mostly zinnias here and some sunflowers. Behind there I've got some celosia and strawflower and gomphrena. So those are all types of cut flowers. So just for making flower arrangements.
I like that you guys have built or repurposed or some sort of, you know, it's not everything doesn't have to be store-bought and it doesn't have to be terribly expensive. I think
Right.
that's another thing that kind of keeps people away.
Yeah.
You can build things from what you've got at home.
Yep.
I had some bamboo sticks and some string and I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a support today. You know, and it works.
Yep.
It works.
Definitely.
So, well, thank you so much for letting us stop by. This is all great and hopefully it inspired somebody out there who, you know, if you don't have a lot of space, you can still make that work. Roxanne definitely proves that. So if you've got a garden or you know someone who's got a garden that we should see, send us an email and maybe we'll come check it out. But for today, we want to thank Roxanne for letting us come out and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
And Roxanne makes the most amazing floral arrangements. If you're on Instagram, you should check out her page. Her handle is @SandySawmill. She's in Urbana. She's already posted a couple of beautiful arrangements from spring flowers that have just come up this spring. So if you're looking for some inspiration, definitely check out her Instagram. Our next segment is from a visit that we made in Vermilion County last spring. We stopped in at a local nursery, Danville Gardens, and for our more western viewing area, they do have a retail shop set up in Champaign as well. But Danville Gardens is a staple over here in Vermilion County, which is, of course, my stomping grounds. I always make my way over there in the spring and summer to pick up some goodies. So last year, we got a sneak peek of things that they were going to be offering and got some helpful tips on what things can go out early in the spring and just some of the offerings that they have. So take a look at this and maybe get some ideas for some things that you'd like to grow around your yard.
Okay, so it is officially spring and we are out and about and we are at Danville Gardens with co-owner Lisa Campbell. And so if you're like me and waiting till Mother's Day weekend is the hardest thing ever, there are a few things that you can get out and put in the ground early, right?
Yes.
And so what are we talking about?
Well, one of the first things that can go out are pansies. We love pansies. They're available in so many beautiful colors. We have them in mixes and colors that are just monocolor, just all orange or all purple. Pansies and violas both can go out now anytime. Even if it gets cold, everybody always thinks that they are going to get hurt. They can take it down easily below 20, no problem.
Wow. Okay.
We are growing them in the greenhouse, so they are warm, but we keep it a little cooler in here, so they are acclimated to the outside. If you put them out, you don't have to worry about them getting frosted and having a problem. So I brought a pot here to show they can go in a pot, very easy. You can put them out on the front porch and have something. If you're really paranoid and you don't want to trust me that they can go below 20, then bring the pot inside. Just make sure whatever you're planting in has a good drain hole. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys see, has a nice hole in the bottom. One of the biggest problems with pansies is that they'll get root rot. So if they're kept too wet, then you'll see them. What happens with root rot is they kind of wilt down and they look like they're wilting and they need a drink, and a lot of times you'll water again.
So that triggers you to get the watering can.
And then you just, you know, accelerated the disease. Gotcha. So you want to be very careful that anything you're planting, we always recommend you have a drain hole just because it's safer. Once they're too wet, it's hard to dry them out.
Gotcha.
If they're too dry, you can always add more water, but you can't take the water away.
Gotcha. Okay.
So very important.
So for for folks who are just itching to get out there in the dirt, you can always go with pansies. You said violas as well?
Pansies and violas. There are other few really nice items that can go out. We do a lot of supertunias. They are usually grown outside in our outside growing area. So we've had them down as cold as 27, ice on the leaves and frozen soil, but they can go out cold too. So there's some really nice items that can take it very cold, so you're not just limited to pansies, but it is much better than it used to be 30 years ago when you were told never to plant until after Mother's Day. Things have been bred to be cold tolerant and do much better and be healthier and happier when it's cooler.
And even with everything going on, Danville Gardens is still open for business this year. They are doing things a little bit differently, of course. You can order online, and they do have a curbside sort of pickup arrangement. So you can visit them on Facebook, just look up Danville Gardens and figure out what you'd like to order, and they'll arrange the pickup with you. Our next segment is with Kent Miles. You know him as a longtime panelist and friend of the show, and he also owns Illinois Willows, and he is just extraordinarily talented at making arrangements. And in this next segment, he's going to show us how to make a beautiful spring bouquet. Take a look.
Hi, this is Kent Miles from Illinois Willows, and we're still in the barn, and we're going to do a spring bouquet for you. Today we're going to feature the tulips, some jonquils, / narcissus, daffodils, and then we'll also do some of the spring pussy willows in with it. So as a home gardener, you can, if you have these in your yard, go ahead and cut them. On tulips, what we do is we reach down and we pull them, and it snaps off right at the bulb. So what we're able to do is get a longer stem. If we were just go ahead and cut them as we're harvesting them, you're going to lose, up to 3 to 4 inches. So what we do is we go ahead and pull tulips. We pull the narcissus. Those are the two main flowers that we use in pulling method. Calla lilies are another flower that we use when we pull. Because generally that bulb is going to be planted anywhere from 3 to 6 inches below the surface, and you might as well get that stem length for your floral display. So we're just going to go ahead and snip a little bit off the ends of these tulips. So tulips, if you have them in your yard, once you bring them into the home, they're going to bend a little bit towards the light, whether that be a natural window, or if you have a lamp, it's going to be a lamp under a table under a lamp. They're going to kind of bend and curve to the light source. So what you want to do is just rotate your vase around if it starts going to one way, and then snip a little bit off about every 2 to 3 days. Just trim a little bit off, use fresh water. And if you have any type of a floral food or a preservative, you can just add that to your water. Simple directions are on them. You can get these at any of the garden centers, florists carry them. We send a packet in all of our mixed bouquets. There, so we just drop the tulips in. And then now we're going to add some of our spring pussy willows. Okay, now we have the daffodils left. So what we're going to do with this design is we're going to have the tulips at the top, the pussy willows at the highest, and then the daffodils or narcissus lower. And we're just going to go around the outside edge of the vase with the narcissus. This would be a collaring technique in design, where you're collaring the bouquet with one type of a plant material or a flower. I kind of don't want to always face the right way, but either way is nice. So this would be a spring bouquet. You'd want to change your water out every 2 to 3 days and snip a little bit more off the bottom. And you're easily going to get 7 to 10 days on a spring bouquet like this. You could also add in like some quince for some forsythia now. You could also add maybe some red bud when it starts to be blooming here in about another week. So flowering branches and then the spring bulbs says spring.
And hopefully you'll be able to find Kent where he always is during the warmer months. Well, actually all year round at the Urbana Farmers Market. So check their website to find out the latest and greatest on that. And our next segment also features one of our regular panelists on the show, Jennifer Nelson. If you remember, we visited her last spring at her house while she and her family were getting ready for spring. And among all of the things that we learned from her that day, she talked about what to do to get those ornamental grasses ready, especially if you didn't cut them back over the winter. Now you can learn where to cut them back, how to cut them back, and how to get them ready for the upcoming spring and summer. Take a look.
Hello again. We are wasting no time getting outside and getting busy. Spring has sprung, and so now it's time to get those yards ready. We are joined today by a familiar face that you should recognize, Jen Nelson, and they are going to walk us through, she and her husband Chris are going to walk us through some of the things that they're doing out in the yard to get ready for spring and summer. So what are we going to be working on today?
Today we're taking advantage of the beautiful weather and chopping down ornamental grasses.
Okay.
We always tell people leave them up for the winter because it's good, something to look at, especially when there's a little snow on them. It is key though to get them chopped down before they start growing again in the spring, because that gets to be just a nightmare of trying to trim it out.
Sure.
And they can leave kind of a mess even after you chop them out. So my husband's chopping them down, and then he's going to burn the stubble.
Okay.
So it's kind of like burning the prairie kind of thing.
There we go.
And it's totally legal in town as far as I know.
Okay, so walk us through sort of the technique and what folks at home need to do.
He's using this cutting tool that he found locally. He says it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he's gonna cut it down in segments. Now, when I've done this, I've done it a little differently. I've tied it with twine and just chopped one cut at the bottom, and I've used the Sawzall and cut it off like in one big bundle. He's gonna do it in segments because that's his way of doing it. It's kind of like chili. Everyone has their own way of doing it. So see, he's just chopping it right out, and he's going to work at it a little bit at a time till he gets down to just a few inches of stubble. And this is a great time to do it because it actually hasn't started to grow yet. And even if it was growing a little bit, if you cut it off a little bit, it won't hurt it. This stuff is tough.
Now, once he gets this down, you guys burn it all the way to the ground. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're just going to burn out all the dry dead that's left. This is a really easy time to do it because there's no green shoots growing up. If there were green shoots growing up, it would be a little tougher. But even if you had a few green shoots and started burning it, it wouldn't hurt it at all. Because, like I said, these are prairie grasses. They are tough. They are designed to withstand all sorts of abuse. They are great for the yard for low maintenance. They are a little tough to move if you decide you want to move them. You're going to break several shovel handles if you try to dig it out with a shovel. We have used an electric sawzall actually when we wanted to take some sections of this out and transplant it into the backyard. You can kind of see what's happening with this one is pretty typical. For ornamental grasses, the center is starting to die out. That happens over time. So ideally what we should do after it starts sprouting a little bit and we know what we're working with is to cut out a section and transplant it into the center. Probably add some more compost or good soil to the center and just kind of rebuild it.
Typically, how long? What's the life span on one of these plants, or a section like this?
Oh, we probably have to rebuild the center of it. Oh, what, every 4 or 5 years? Yeah. But I mean, the lifespan of these plants, they keep going for quite a while. I've known nobody that has killed it, and I've known some people that have really tried. And this is one that you really want to be sure it's in a spot that you like it, because it is tough to move, and you will break shovel handles, like I said.
It will thrive.
It will thrive. It will thrive in Illinois.
And Jen and I were recently talking about ornamental grasses, and now is the time to go ahead and separate those. I know I've got some clumps that I need to split in my yard, so apparently it's the perfect time to do that. Take off the old dead grasses and get a shovel out and start dividing those grasses. So our next segment, this was a really cool one. This was the first ever plant swap that was held at the Urbana Free Library. Some plant lovers just decided to get together one afternoon and meet in the library and swap plants, and it was a beautiful thing. Take a look.
Hello, fellow gardeners and fans of Mid-American Gardener. We are here today on this beautiful, sunny, almost spring Sunday afternoon at the first ever plant swap at the Urbana Free Library. So hopefully there's a good crowd inside, and I even brought a few things from home that I'm hoping to trade. So let's go in, see who's all here, and see what goodies we can take home. Okay, so I'm here at the Urbana Free Library with Lauren Quinn, the organizer of the plant swap. So what made you put all this together?
Well, I've just recently gotten very into houseplants myself, and I've joined a whole bunch of Facebook groups related to houseplants, and a lot of them are, just basically creating a buzz and a desire for more houseplants, and I found myself buying and buying and buying these things as much as I could, like multiple plants in a week, going out to Lowe's and all the different stores around. And I decided, instead of having these sort of virtual conversations with people around the world, really, I wanted to do something here in town so I could meet the fellow plant enthusiasts here, and we could do it right here and save the shipping costs and all that stuff.
Yeah. So when you guys first kicked things off today, things are kind of winding down, but when everything first opened up, there were a lot of people here with a lot of plants. Did you expect that many people to come out?
I did, actually. I was a little bit nervous that we would have more people in the room than the room could hold, and because of the amount of people that said they were coming on Facebook. But thankfully, we didn't overload the room, and they didn't kick us out. But I was really pleased to see the number of people that came.
Okay, and you said this won't be the last one. This was the first, but definitely not the last. So
that's right.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of what we can expect?
Yeah. So the date isn't set yet for the next one, but I think it'll be early May. The plan was this time we would do mostly houseplants because it's winter, obviously. But in the spring we'll bring in the garden plants as well. So I imagine swapping like perennials that you're dividing in the garden, as well as seeds and houseplants. Maybe people are bringing in starts of vegetables and flowers and things like that. So all of that will be welcome at that time when we do that in early May. And then again, we'll do another one in the fall, again, maybe with bulbs and more divisions of garden plants and house plants. I'm thinking 3 times a year.
Okay. And how can people stay plugged in with your events and know what to expect and dates and what's going on?
Well, I'll continue to put out Facebook events, and right now I'm trying to just call them CU Plant Swap, so people can look for that. And I am planning to start a Facebook group, so it will not just be an event, but it'll be a group, a public open group that anyone can join, where we'll, this group of people that got together in person can meet online and do some swapping that way as well. So people can find that. I haven't created the group yet, but I'm about to do it, and I think it'll be called CU Plant Swap. Okay.
Anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't ask?
Not really, just that, plants bring people joy, and so I think the more people we get involved in this hobby, the better, and people will be happier.
Okay.
and less stressed, hopefully.
Okay, all right, wonderful. So we'll get those details for the next plant swap. Look forward to that. And thank you so much for hosting us.
Yes.
And we look forward to coming to the next one.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for coming.
Yep.
And that really did turn out to be a cool event. In fact, a Facebook group was born out of that. It's called CU Plant People, Champaign-Urbana Plant People, a group that formed there. And there's just a lot of plant lovers, a lot of gardeners on there talking about different ways to swap starts or give each other another event that they were talking about doing was exchanging bulbs and other perennials, and then maybe a harvest or another houseplant event later on in the summer or fall. So again, that group is CU Plant People. Make sure you check them out to stay engaged there. Also, make sure that you're keeping an eye on our socials, especially our Facebook. In these new and challenging times, we're getting creative with ways to bring you content, and so we're experimenting with Facebook Lives. So please keep an eye on that. We'll try to give you plenty of heads up and notice, and we're also trying to line up some panelists to be part of those shows. We've got a few signed on, Kelly, Jen, Doug, John, hopefully others that will be able to answer some of your questions in real time as we're entering garden season. So we're just trying to figure out some ways to keep you engaged and stay timely as it is time to get out there and growing. Also, we've had some segments that you haven't seen before in other people's gardens. Be looking for those. And again, just stay glued to our Facebook so that you can get the most updated information about when we'll be trying to do those lives for you all out there and get your gardening questions answered. And thanks so much for watching. We're being creative, so stay with us. Good night.